JP, what does that guy say on South Park? What does he say? How does he say hello?
What, Mr. Hankey?
Yeah, I forget.
He goes, hi. It's what he says.
Ah, yes. Hippie-hi! That's what he says.
He goes,
Mr. Cranky, the Christmas feces.
Yep.
That's what he says. And that's how we introduce every single podcast. Welcome to the intro that I say each time. It's been exactly the same as every single other time. I've not done it differently. Welcome back, or welcome for the first time. What you don't know is, if it's your first time ever listening to this, there is actually a secret spell going on in the background of the audio, and it means that like there's rules to life where you have to follow, you have to subscribe, you have to repeatedly listen to every episode that comes out of this podcast.
Yep.
Sorry, it's not me who does it. It's like some like Gollum witch lady, but it's there. So I don't make the rules.
She's called Cassandra. I have her here with me now, actually. Hold on. I've got her here. She's here.
Hello! I am Cassandra!
Here she is.
We can all see you.
No, but they can't hear me if they're only listening.
If you want the proper experience where you can't see, if you want the proper experience of where you can't see Judd just like covering his mouth and doing a different voice, then listen to the audio version of this podcast, which you can get on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or whatever it's called, all of the good streaming platforms. But if you want the video version, YouTube and Twitch. You can also get the video version on Spotify if you would like to. That's just for the podcast, though. There's all sorts of other stuff on the YouTube channel. We've got a bunch of videos on there. Very entertaining, very good. The last video we published, as of recording this, was a Sonic Rage compilation, which Judd was not involved in, and as a result, it did really well.
Yeah, that's fair.
No, it actually did 214 views in a day. That's like good for us. It gained us 6 subscribers. Wow, look at that.
Ooh.
So, yeah, that's worth heading over and subscribing to. We've also got a Clips channel on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Clips Badly. Tweet at Tweets Badly, and follow there for stream, podcast, and all sorts of other news. Wow, that was a long intro. 2 minutes 40 seconds before we've actually even gotten to any content. But we're starting with coming up in today's podcast. Sorry, I do that as well. I've got a scary story about a sock. We're in a new year. This is a new one. New year. We've never been in this year before. And then some other interesting stories from history, our history. But first, we've got important business to attend to. Judd, last podcast, I asked you to retrieve a piece of information. Because last podcast you told us about a story from when you were a child in nursery or primary school. I can't quite... What sort of age? About 5? Something like that?
No,
5 years old? 4, 3 years old?
5. 5
years old.
5's fine, actually.
Yeah,
I think
somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Where your class at this school, nursery, whatever it was, had a massive fish tank, and apparently you just straight up jumped in it, killing multiple fish while you couldn't swim.
I gotta be honest with you. I did specifically ask her for a voice message. She never sent me one.
Wow.
But I do have it in text form.
So
which
we wanted to ask
you.
Judd's mum to confirm whether this was actually true or whether it's just Judd's stupid brain remembering some weird story.
Well, you said that images could be easily doctored. I'd say yes, but by me? Do I know how to do that? So my friend asked me. I've sent you it. My friend asked me if I ever overclock my computer, and I responded with, I have an alarm clock on my computer.
Okay, so Judd's mum... Okay, so Judd said... I wanted him to ask his mum whether she remembers this story, because it sounds like bullshit. Typically, I just straight up believe Judd, because I know some like crazy shit that's happened to him and everything. But this one sounded a bit much, so Judd says to his mum, "Hey mum, I'm doing the podcast and Jake wanted a voice note of you're confirming I really climbed in a fish tank at nursery." And she said, "When do you need it for?" "Yeah, I can confirm you're a fish murderer." so
there you go.
That's as much as we get. I mean, she says you're a fish murderer. Ideally, I wanted her to tell me her side of the story, like what happened. Like, did she get called into school, all of that sort of thing. But
no, that would have been good, but she never got around to it. So
I guess we'll never know. But that's fine.
I mean, she did get called in, and her reaction was, "What are you doing that a child has an allotted time to climb into a fish tank?" Because she was like, that must have took me some effort. Like, she obviously wasn't watching me for a long time. Like, I was 5.
From our perspective, right? We know what you're like, so we initially think, "Oh, for fuck's sake, Judd, what are you doing?" But actually thinking about this completely reasonable. That's actually a really reasonable take on that. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Why did you let a child climb into the open, massive fish tank?
I know. It's fucking the fact because like I tell you, they had their whole thing set up like a classroom. So the fact that I had the time to stand up, grab my chair, drag it over to the fish tank, climb up on the chair, which that alone is a tremendous effort for me, because I'm small now, and this is 5-year-old Jordan. So I climbed up on the chair, then onto the thing that held the fish tank, and then into the fish tank, and then also managed to go underneath the water and do a little sort of like swim motion. Whilst murdering several of the fish inside.
Did you have any friends in this nursery?
I don't know. I barely remember
the fish
this.
certainly weren't your friends.
Yeah. No.
So, oh, well, that's fun.
So.
But it kind of relates to another story about you that our dad told us. Do you remember the story about when you were like in a high chair?
Oh yeah.
So this is one of my favorite stories. I love this one.
Yeah.
So it was at a different house that our dad used to live in. We were in a kitchen. It was lunchtime. My dad's prepared us some food. I was just old enough to be able to like sit on a chair on my own and use a knife and fork on my own. I was just about old enough to be able to do this. Whereas Judd was just at the tail end of still needing to be in a high chair and be fed to him because he's a couple of years younger than me.
But I was moving, I was grooving, I could go,
you could move and groove.
I was moving and grooving at that age, so.
But our dad knows that you always used to like try and get out of your high chair, so he fully like straitjacket style like strapped Judd into this chair. To the point where he couldn't move his arms or anything. He could barely move his head. And so that he could just be fed. He fully like harnessed him in. And then the phone rang. And this is a house phone. He's not going to mobile. We're not fucking that young. And he had to run to the other side of this hallway. And it wasn't very far at all. It was maybe like 5 meters away at most. So he ran, picks up the phone and goes, "I'm going to have to call you back," and then puts it back down, and then he doesn't even have a conversation with whoever's on the end because he knows that that's like too. It's like I feel like I'm almost a sort of SCP in this scenario. Like I'm some sort of like weird creature that like if you take your eyes off it, it's just gone. So he's literally like Weeping Angels.
He's like run over, answer this. He's gone. I gotta go by. Like put the phone down, and then immediately gone sprinting back into me.
Yeah, but as soon as he turned round, to sprint back, we're talking a matter of seconds. He heard just a smash, and then a brief pause. This is how he's described it to us. Then a brief pause, and then just like, and then he walks back in. Fucking straps are everywhere. High chairs smashed down on the floor, and Judd's somehow out of it crying. And I don't remember this because I was too young. But I like to imagine I was looking around at my dad like, I don't know either. Because you know that. Oh, apparently Alexa doesn't know that one. Well, I'm glad I could tell you a new story, robot. That's not the story. That wasn't on the docket for today, but I'm glad we could get to that one. I like that one quite a bit.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I have got a weird one for you though, Judd. I recently had a walk to the shop. I know. Very outlandish. Very unexpected. I walked to the shop with my girlfriend, and on the way back from the shop, there was a sock in the middle of the pavement, and
That
we
was
saw
mine.
it, and we were like, "Is that my sock?" And I was thinking,
All right.
"What the fuck? This is like this. This is." You know where my house is? It's on the same
Yeah.
street, but it was, you know, where you like turn the corner to go to the shop if you're walking there from my house.
Yeah.
It was like a few steps away from that. So it wasn't close to my house. It was like a good 150 meters away from it. And we were like,
Cool.
what? We just walked past here. What's my sock doing here? Is that my sock? Or is it just someone who's got
No.
And this wasn't just like a black sock or something like that, you know, a generic sock. This
Yeah.
was like a sock that has like Christmas jumper pattern on it.
Oh, I know that sock. I've seen that sock.
You might have actually.
I know the sock of which you speak.
So it's not like a particularly common sock as well, but I was
No.
thinking maybe someone's just got the same kind of sock as me. And we were saying, well, should we bring it back? And I'm thinking, no, because if it's not my sock, this is gonna freak the fuck out.
Yeah.
Plus, it's a sock. It doesn't matter that much, you know. I've got loads
No,
of them.
but it's the implication of that. It's like, why is that there? Who's made
I know,
that
I
be
was
there?
thinking, what the hell? Because my girlfriend's, I did go and put some, take some wet clothes to the laundromat and dry them and stuff. Take them to the dryer and she was like, did it fall out of the washing? I was like, no, I was wearing it. So it can't have fallen off my foot and then blown away from our house or something. So I'm not a good, I don't know what happened.
That I don't know. I gotta be honest with you. I really don't like that.
Because I was thinking, I'm gonna get back and both my socks are gonna be here, and it's just gonna be a big coincidence that someone's just got the same kind of sock as me or something. I only found one of the socks, Judd.
No,
I only found one of the socks.
That's your sock, and that's fucked up. I don't.
I don't know how it got there. The only thing I can think of is sometimes when I take my trousers off, I just whip the socks off at the end as well. You know, if I'm getting changed or getting in the shower or whatever. And it means that there's socks in the bottom of my trousers. Okay. And I wonder if that sock's gotten kind of caught in the ankle of my trousers, and then I've put them on to go to the shop, and it's still been in there, and I've not felt it, and it's fallen out on the way there.
Jay, you're just trying to fucking reason with yourself. Someone has broken into your house and done this just to fuck with you.
It's you, isn't it? You did it, Judd, didn't you?
I did it. Thought what's gonna fuck with me. I was like, I can't pick just a black sock.
Oh.
Gonna be like,
well, yeah, that was a spooky sock story. I'm deeply confused. I'm deeply saddened. Because the other thing is, I told my girlfriend this, and later on, she was like, "Oh, I really like them socks. It's sad." She was personifying this sock as if it's got feelings. And then I'm like, "Well, go get it then if you want." And she went, "Right, I'm gonna." So she went out looking for the sock, and it was gone.
Gone.
The sock was gone.
Gone.
Who'd have thought? I know we've done over 160 episodes of this shit, but who'd have thought we'd be telling sock stories on this podcast?
Fucked up. I don't like
At what point do we start talking about at what point do we start talking about how we've been tracking our toenail growth or some shit as some form of entertainment on this? I don't know. Anyone who listens to this is probably going to be interested in that anyway. So
yeah, so I know for a fact that some people would be like, that I'd definitely listen to that.
We win an award from WikiFeet or something. Well, speaking of WikiFeet, Happy New Year, Judd. Yay! Yep. Cheers.
That track. There we go. Cheers.
What did you do for New Year's?
I went to Corporation.
Did you really? We tried to the same club we tried to go to for Halloween.
Exactly. That's where I went. And it worked this time. Pretty good, because we
tickets?
We did, and we got them online, so it was...
You learned from your mistakes.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, so it was good. It was a good night. We went into the Washington. We the place that we went into because we couldn't get into Co-op. We actually had a New Year's there. We had the midnight there, and then we later went into Co-op because I went to Sam's place for about 6 o'clock, and we had a lot of drinks there because we didn't want to spend a lot on the night out. So we got pretty drunk. We got pretty drunk at his place, and we went over to Corp for 10 o'clock. But we got to it like usually we come because there's two sort of ways to get to it. Really, like yeah, we come. I always
the cyberpunk.
oh, the cyberpunk one. Why do
I
you
had to
come?
describe the meme. I couldn't because I can't do that in real time. Usually we come.
Oh, no.
Anyway, sorry, that's not funny.
Okay. So, like you can get to it either from the side or from like above. Like, there's no better way for me to describe it. You'd know what I'd mean if you were there. And you drop down from a helicopter. You drop onto it like Fortnite out of a battle bus, and you.
I was thinking,
anyway.
fucking hell! I know I didn't pay attention for like a minute or so then, but how did he get onto a completely different topic? That's what I was thinking.
But anyway, so we got it came from like the side, and we got in this long queue, and we're sort of thinking to ourselves, I'm sure like we've got queue jump tickets. This seems like for a really long queue, because we got told by the people in front of us that we were like in the queue jump queue. And we're like, all right, okay, that's sound then. So we waited, and it probably took us about 20 minutes. And we got to the front of this queue, and this guy was like, "Oh no, sorry, mate, that's not the jump in front queue. That's the jump in front queue." And then, so basically, where you could have the other side where you could have come to this club from, had another really long queue, like twice as long as the
point?
one. I know, it was twice as long as the one that we'd just been in. But it was moving a lot quicker.
Right.
Like, people were just like getting. So we were like, oh, well, phooey on us, we guess. Whatever, we're here at the front now. We'll just go in. And he went, oh, no, you got to get in that other queue, sorry. And we're like,
people like bouncers like that are pricks normally, though, aren't they?
We're like, but we're here and we have a ticket. And they're like, no, you have to go back up, sorry. So we were just like, oh, right then. So we, instead of like doing that, we went into the Washington for a while.
Oh, so you didn't even go into the club then? You were
No,
like,
I didn't.
oh, just fuck it, I'm not doing it.
No. We did end up going in, but
Right.
we went to the Washington. And because we were going to go straight to Corp, but we went to the Washington because of that. And then we had a New Year's there. And then we were like, okay, now we're leaving this place. We're going to go see if the queues have died down at Corp. And there was no queues. So then we went in.
That sounds like a much better plan anyway. Sounds like a much better time.
It was. I know. I'm glad it worked out the way it worked out. So
yeah, end up having like the New Year's in the. It's not like a calm pub. It's like a pub bar.
No, it's good.
Like quite
a
good trendy place. So that sounds like a better place, and you can get a drink easier, stuff like that. And having like nice New Year's. Did you New Year's kiss Sam, your friend?
I did. I got one off him, and I got one off of some lady that I met.
Oh, some random lady.
Some random lady at the Washington that I met.
Did you ask for one, or did she molest you?
We did. No, it was all very consensual. She was like, I will kiss you on your face. I kiss you. And I went, oh, get away!
And that were they like a gremlin creature?
No, she's pretty cute.
So was this random female who molested you? Was she your New Year's kiss then, or was it your friend Sam?
I suppose it would have been her, and then I just kissed Sam for the hell of it. I just
so she molested you, and then you passed on the favor to Sam. Oh,
yeah,
right. I see.
He liked it. He liked it. The fucking slut.
He was like, "Oh no, don't kiss me on the mouth with my sexy lips." That's what it was like. Should we stop this bit now?
Actually, yeah. I didn't want to go after sexually.
So is there anything else that happened on New Year's then for you?
There was just drinking and dancing.
Did you manage to get drunk enough?
I did. We definitely did. So it was good.
Fantastic. We were gonna not do anything. To be honest, we were just gonna. I hate New Year's. It's my least favorite like holiday celebration type thing. It's just pressure, isn't it? To just go out and have and get drunk and have a fun time, and it's just like that's not conducive to, or conductive, I don't know what the word is. That's not a good way to have a good time. You know, the pressure of, it's got to be this night and everyone's going to do it. And it's like, some of the best nights out I've ever had are more spontaneous ones where it's like, oh, should we go out tomorrow night? And it might be a Tuesday evening, you know, something like that. So I don't know. I hate the pressure of New Year's. It ended up being okay. We went round to some friend's house and had a bunch of drinks. They accidentally organised a New Year's party. It just turned by accident. A lot of their friends weren't doing anything for New Year's, and neither were they. So they ended up inviting like us, and then we're like, oh well, we'll just see if they're doing anything. Oh, they're not doing anything. Okay, well we'll invite them as well. Well, may as well check if everyone else is doing anything. Oh, no one's doing anything. Like basically every one of their friends came round.
Yeah,
and we all stayed over. So that was quite fun. We played some beer pong. I don't know. I feel like I'm going to tell you a moment here, and it's probably my anxiety brain that thinks things like this, right? We were playing beer pong in 2 teams, and if you got it in the opponent's cup, you picked someone from their team to have a shot. And that's, so I was terrible at this. I was really bad at it. I got 1. Well, actually, I might have ended up getting 2 in. I can't remember. I got 1 in, I think. And it were really later on in this, because we played a few games of it.
Yeah.
So I didn't know who to pick. I didn't want to pick my girlfriend because she gets drunk quite easily. She was already... I didn't want to like make her have to do a shot when she was already like in a nice drunk state and that, and I didn't want her to feel ill or anything like that. So I thought I'm not going to pick her because she probably won't want to do a shot. So I'll pick someone else. So I thought I'll just pick who's doing best on their team, because that makes sense. You know, hinder the person who's doing best. So it was this girl. So I picked this girl, and she was like, what, me? And I thought, oh fuck, is that weird? Did I do something weird? and I don't know, she just went and did a shot, and they're like, well, I said, yeah, you're best on team. I want to hinder you.
Yeah,
and that was kind of it.
No, I gotta be honest here. I don't think that was weird. Like, I feel like her reaction was weird. It's like you're playing beer pong. That's the game. Like,
I guess,
you know, if you went. You know, I don't know. I just feel like that you were playing the game. It feels weird for her to go, what, me? It's almost, I don't know.
Maybe I met this girl twice, and I've not spoken to her very much. And
she, you know what? I think she's the weird one, but only that. Not only that, I think she's a cunt. I don't like her.
Okay.
I don't like whoever this person is.
Well, that's, I mean, she had to do a shot on New Year's, and she's a cunt. Oh,
I actually quite dislike whoever this is. I gotta be honest with you.
We'll call her Penelope.
Yeah, cunt.
Okay. Yeah, Penelope, you cunt. Another one of my favourite moments of this New Year's, we were playing Articulate. Do you know what that is, Judd?
I'm pretty sure I've heard of it. I don't think I'd be able to tell you what it is.
You're in teams, and you get a card that's got multiple categories on, and you have to describe one of the... Basically, you describe something to someone, and they have to guess what you're describing.
Oh, okay, all right, yeah.
Slightly more to it than that, but it's basically that.
It's kind of like charades, but you're like... Actually, you're talking, aren't you? Wait, did we play this? We played this, didn't we?
Yeah. It's what we played, actually.
Okay,
it's the same friend's house as well that we played at.
Okay, all right, okay, yeah. I'm with you.
And you know how competitive they are. The people's house we went to, you know how competitive they are.
Yeah,
It's really funny. So there was one lad at this New Year's party who is very politically incorrect. I'm not going to say who he is.
Was it Cal?
I don't. No, no, it wasn't Cal at all. Okay. It was way more. He's the same guy as, if you've been listening to this podcast, when I went and did what's called the Otley Run. It's basically a big pub crawl, and you dress up in fancy dress. This is the same guy who came as a terrorist to that. So he was describing, and he was describing, and he was on the team with the lad who's really competitive.
Yeah,
and it was one where either team is allowed to guess who it is, and it was a person. So this guy, the politically incorrect guy, I'm going to call him Dominic, and then I'm going to call the competitive guy Geraldo. So Dominic is what? Why are you just sparing at my names? So Dominic just goes. He sits for a brief moment. He pauses and goes, "Oh, I've got it. he's gay as fuck. and then Geraldo's like, Louis Spence.
Was it Louis Spence?
It was. And then he leaped up from his chair and went, yes! And it's so funny because this guy Geraldo's normally like quite well put together and like you know quite nice and quite composed, and you know I was like, but in this one brief moment it was hilarious to watch him leap out of his chair in excitement at the idea of someone being gay as fuck. It was so out of character. It was just really funny. Oh,
Great.
but yeah, the other thing that kind of happened around New Year's for me was on New Year's Day. What's your normal like New Year's Day plans?
It's not like a super special day for anyone, so we just, I don't know, I sort of just treat it like a normal going out night.
What, New Year's Day? Oh, you mean
New Year's Day, sorry. Yeah. Nothing, I don't do anything. I'm recovering from New Year's Eve.
Just hangover, because some people have traditions. Some people have like a family walk or something like that. Or
no, we don't have shit. We
just
literally
just gross. Fuck.
Yeah. No, I literally spent the next 3 days recovering from New Year's Eve. So it was
God,
like,
you were that drunk, were you? You didn't get the number of this girl that molested you then.
No, it was. It was consent. It's weird. Like, why did she molest me? Why is it me that had a bad time?
It's canon now. It's weird that became canon, isn't it? I don't know how that happened.
Yeah. I don't like to think about it.
Oh, God. So it was just a quick molest and no number then.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah.
Was she dressed as a terrorist by any chance, or
no?
just seeing if there's any link between these stories. I don't know.
No.
Okay, so it's just a recovery day for you. We were thinking a similar thing, so we thought we might end up getting really drunk. So we booked TGI Fridays for a hangover meal. We booked it quite late because we thought we'd be getting really drunk. We actually were fairly reasonable. We didn't get crazy drunk, and we were ready for it earlier. But we went there, and this is this was the one in Barnsley. It's newly opened. Well, it's not that newly opened. It's easily been open for a month or so, at least. And we had such a fucking weird experience. We went into the like the reception room. There's almost like it's not a hallway. What would you call it? Foyer? I don't know. It's like a smaller room before you go into the main rooms. And I swear to God, it stunk. It was so smelly. It smelled like BO and damp.
Oh,
it was gross. You're thinking, what the fuck?
Right.
So that was just gross. And then they brought us into the main restaurant, and luckily it didn't smell like BO the whole place.
Cool.
Have you been to this place? I'm guessing.
Wait, say again. Where is this?
TGI Fridays in Barnsley.
Oh, the Barnsley. No, I saw it like recently in town, and that's kind of annoying because I like saw it and was like, oh, cool, we've got a TGI Fridays. I love this place.
Yeah, but it's still Barnsley. So
no, but I honestly feel like some parts of Barnsley, like especially the heart of it right now, are quite nice. It's just the people that is in it.
Yeah, the people fuck it up. It's got nice shit, but people fuck it up. And prime example is this meal. So we get in there. And for some reason, there's like two areas. There's the like lower tier area, which is kind of like not thin, but it's like a thinner strip along the walls where they've got tables on each side of this strip. And then you go up a couple stairs, and it's like in tiers, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So they put us on this bottom tier, and it seemed like they were putting everyone down there. Like they weren't spacing it out at all. And they put us on this table. And it were wobbly, and we were only like one table away from these two girls. So we asked if we could just move on one table to one that weren't wobbly, and we were slightly further away from them. So that was fine.
Yeah.
And then these girls started... My girlfriend said that she thinks they might have been gypsies. She thinks they might have been Irish. But we don't. I don't know. To me, they sounded like they were maybe like Eastern European or something. But it was something where maybe they just do not understand what culture.
Do their voices.
Is. I don't know. Like they had like a. To me, they didn't have a normal accent from where we're from. I suppose normal is it's normal in where we live.
Yeah, racist.
So then another couple comes in, and they sit them right next to us in this same area where everyone is. And my girlfriend goes up to go to the toilet to scout things out, and she's like, "There's barely anyone fucking up on this second tier. What are they doing?" And the couple next to us asks if they can move up there. Because they prefer not to be cramped next to a wall and things like that. It makes sense.
Yeah,
and they go up there and do that.
Are these girls of an unspecified descent?
What?
You racist.
Yeah, the unspecified descent girls started fucking blasting out TikToks. It's just insufferable, isn't it? And they had, their table was covered in, because your food comes in kind of like baskets sometimes at TGI's if you're ordering, starters and stuff. They had, 5. They had, 5 of them. And they weren't big girls. They were quite small. I would say they were about, 5'6" was the taller one, 5'3" the other one. And they were quite thin as well. They weren't, big, massive people who could eat anything. And they had loads, and a couple of them were half finished, and they were just kind of mess piled on top of each other. And they're blasting out TikToks and that. I'm thinking, what the fuck is going on? My girlfriend went to the toilet at this point, and these two small children, basically, these two boys came in, who were obviously related to these girls. These girls might have been 15 and 17, but these boys were 9 and 10, something like that.
Yeah.
And one of them had a fucking bag of Nando's. And I'm thinking, what the fuck are you doing? You can't just order from Nando's and bring it next door and eat it in TGI. And they sat down at a table.
Why not? Tell me the reason.
Restaurants don't like that shit. And these two just started being loud with each other, and then this they got their main courses, these girls, and one of them called waiter over and started complaining about her burger and acting like it's not cooked. Yeah, and she's eaten half the burger, at least half of the fucking burger. Yeah, and I'm thinking, what? What are you fucking talking about? They were just causing such a problem. So this bless him, this waiter, he were a lad that can't have been much older than them. Yeah. He was quite a young guy, and you were like, I'll try and sort that out for you. I'll try and get my manager and see if we can, Then one of these fucking 10-year-old boys goes, "Oi, come here!" And at that moment, I'm thinking, I would be quite pleased if he does come here and caves your fucking skull in, you little brat. Yeah. I was thinking that. Yeah. Well, he's got his bag of Nando's. He's like, "Oh, come here," and then he gets up and walks towards him, and then doesn't say anything. This 10-year-old kid says, "Come here," then goes towards the waiter and says nothing. Right. Okay. I want at this point, Judd. I'm asking. There's more, but I want a brief interlude for you to do a psychological evaluation of what the fuck could ever make you do that. What's that?
Probably being a gypsy, to be honest.
No, we can't. I'm sure most gypsies are very nice people. I'm sure they are. I've never spoken to one. I've no clue, so I can't ever know. None that I know of. Maybe I have, and I don't know. But anyway, I don't know. It was just, and then he went back and sat down, and then the other girl pulled a different waiter, and were complaining about her chicken, saying she don't think it's cooked.
Right.
Now, I didn't notice this, or at least I'm not fully sure if this happened. It probably did. I probably just didn't notice it. My girlfriend said she'd heard one of these girls saying that she's not got enough money as well to pay for it all. So now I'm thinking, oh, for fuck's sake. Come on. How much of a shit do you have to be? he's just being an absolute prick. So manager comes over and he's like, well, listen, I can promise you, we probe all our chicken, we make sure it's up to at least a healthy standard, plus some. We've got health certificates sorted, all of that. I can fully assure you there's nothing wrong with any of it. Yeah. And because we're in Britain, he's like, well, I'll take your mains off the bill then, try and sort it out. I'd be thinking, fuck off, you have to pay for this. Yeah. We can prove every reason why there's nothing wrong with that food health-wise. You might not like the taste of it, but so that's your fucking fault. Don't come again, you know? I would be like, well, you have to pay for it. We've got health certificates where we've proven that it's been cooked properly. There's no issues here, so you need to pay your bill. You can eat the rest of it or not. I don't care. You need to pay the bill. But because we're in Britain and we have to be, everyone has to be a fucking pushover. They knocked off the bill apparently, and then he immediately clocks this kid eating fucking Nando's chips and went, and you can get out of here with that. Yeah. And you're like, what? This kid's like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
He's like, you can't eat that in here.
Yeah.
So, and then he's like, they're my sister, and they're my sisters, and I'm thinking, so? And he's like, I don't care. These two girls, like, they're our brothers, and I'm like, don't fucking care. And this kid's like mouthing up at him on the way out and everything. It was just nuts.
Yeah.
At that point, I think we asked a different waiter if we could move as well, because. Come on, man. I just want to eat. I want to have a nice meal. I was thinking content. But there's I don't need like 2 hours worth of this shit to say on a podcast. I just need that much. So I don't know what else happened to them, but everyone was quite apologetic. And things like that. But fucking hell, people like that in restaurants. I just think sometimes people, it's got to be cultural. It's got to be that sometimes people don't understand culture. You know, it happens between the north and the south of England as well, I've noticed.
Yeah.
In the north, we have a certain kind of level of things and a way of speaking that's considered polite that I don't think people in the south naturally understand. And
no.
I think that, as well, the other way around, when we go into the south, sometimes we come across as, like, weird and creepy because we speak in that what we consider friendly and things, but they're like, what the fuck? Leave me alone, you fucking weirdo. And who's to say what's right and what's wrong? But all I can say is, it seems like those people in that restaurant were fucking rude and trash people. Yeah. So, anyway. That's that. Have you been up to anything else?
There we go. I'm buying a new car tomorrow, Jake.
Oh, look at Judd with some content.
I thought I'd drop that one on you. I thought I'd sneak that one in.
What is it?
It is a Hyundai i20.
Okay. Oh, okay.
It's the one I was looking at.
Jasmine had a Hyundai i10. That was quite good. I mean, it broke down after a year and caused a lot of problems. But don't worry about that. So yours should be slightly bigger than that, I would have thought then, because number bigger, car bigger?
I think so.
We're both
I believe so. Maybe that's what that means. I still don't know what all the numbers on the registration, the thingy means. You know,
what year is it? What year was it made?
It's a 63 plate, I think.
So
it said so. 2000 is that free? 2013. Okay,
cool. Could be. How much are you paying for it?
Well, it's on. I'm getting it on finance. But I think the starting asking price is like it's only like 3,500 and something. I think.
I think it'll probably still be 2013. I wouldn't have thought a car like that'll be. Send us a picture or something. How many miles has it done?
80,000, I think it was.
Okay, so not a small amount, but not anything like.
I only have the one picture of it, unfortunately, because I've it was raining. I just took a quick one. I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm
that looks
wanting to-
2013, I think.
Yeah. I'm wanting to settle on this one because it looked like the coolest one there. But I don't know. I'm going through tomorrow with my granddad, and he's gonna
Yeah,
ask
that's
him all
probably
the
for the best.
ask him all the questions because I don't know shit about cars. Like I was saying to my nan earlier, I was like, tomorrow he could be like, "Oh, there's a slight murmur on the gizzard box," and I'd be like, right, okay.
Is that a good thing?
Yeah.
Or...
Yeah.
He's like, I can show you where it lives. And then he opens it and there's a nest, and it's like, and you're like, oh, so what does that guy do for the engine?
Yeah, it's like you know,
Pedals his hamster wheel.
he keeps the schmooberry schmoobing, but you got to feed him a cracker every fourth moon, and if not, he'll curse you to a life of damnation. That's what the gizzard does.
Yeah.
Like,
I got that on good authority too. That's what they told me.
I don't know shit about car repair. I'm like, sure, I'll feed the gizzard. I'll feed the gizzard.
Yeah, well, it's probably definitely for the best that your granddad's going with. You might end up accidentally coming away with a different car. Your granddad might be like, oh no, not that one.
He might be like, no.
But I think I know a small amount about what like kind of regions cars being from means. Like if cars are from like Asia, from like Japan, or from like China or Korea and things like that, those tend to be pretty good at a small price range, I think. Ford, German cars are good, but they're going to be too expensive. Fords are pretty good, but European cars tend to be, other than German, tend to be the ones that are the worst, really. Which is a shame that I bought a French car for my first car, and it was fucking terrible. I hated it. It's this car, this picture of this car that you've sent me is actually giving me flashbacks because it looked quite a lot like that car, and it was white and everything. So hopefully,
I
so
hope
what are you
it's
doing
not
with
a bag
Clunk,
of shit.
then?
I'm part exchanging it. It's getting fucking chopped into little pieces and fucking set on fire. It's getting burnt. It's getting burnt to death.
But it's done you alright. So is your insurance running out or something on this car? Have you
No,
had
it failed. It's failed its MOT.
Oh, right. So you didn't have a full year of MOT?
Piece of shit. No. Well, nearly, because like it runs out pretty much tomorrow. So I wanted to like get it through, just see if it'd get through its test, and it obviously didn't because it's fucking dying.
Yeah.
So yeah, whatever. I'm a little bit happy about it, to be honest. I'm kind of happy and excited to get a new car.
It's such a shit car, your car. It feels glorious when you get an upgrade of a car. It feels so, especially if you go from something like Clunk, which my second car wasn't that much better than, really. So when I went from that to a brand new Ford Fiesta, that felt incredible. It's probably not worth it for the life stage you're at, but leasing a new car, I can kind of recommend, actually. I've really liked it. The only thing is, it's terrifying if you get a scratch on it or anything. Yeah.
The thing is, for me, like I've said to my granddad a lot, because he really wanted me to like search through and look for a car, but I've said to him, like, at this stage, I don't care. I don't care about cars really anyway.
There's just no point for you properly searching because so what? What are you going to find that you know about?
Yeah, no.
What realistically you need someone who knows what they're talking about to have a good look for you.
Which is why I'm taking my granddad down.
Yeah. I mean, I think someone like Cal would probably be the best. He knows about cars, he's studying engineering, and he can boot up Auto Trader, which I'm guessing your granddad can't.
Yeah, he struggles with that.
He's got a big moustache. The moustache gets in the way.
Of the phone.
He could work the phone, but the moustache is a bit...
Everybody, I would like you to picture the dad from Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, age him up to 60... Granddad. There you go.
Or if you take the Lorax, make him like quadruple his size, and then human coloured. That's about it.
He still speaks to the trees. He still does speak to the trees,
and he does have all the hair all over his body as well as the big mustache.
And it's orange.
He's orange. I don't know about the orange bit, because then you might accidentally be making Trump. Now,
he's also voiced by Danny DeVito.
Can we make that canon? Can we make it canon that Judd's granddad is voiced by Danny DeVito? If there's ever a movie about your life
Yeah.
We'll get Danny DeVito to play your granddad. He'll
Nice.
grow the mustache and everything, but we're gonna have to, like, you know, like in The Hobbit, how they made Gandalf, or Lord of the Rings, they made Gandalf look loads bigger than, like, Elijah Wood and that. We're gonna have to do, like, the reverse for Danny DeVito, make him look your granddad's size. Because how tall is it? Your granddad must be like 6'1" or something.
Yeah. He's. I think he's 6 foot.
So, oh, what a good! I love your grandparents. They're just fantastic. They're like such wholesome stereotypes. It's just great. Would you like another story, Judd?
Yeah, go on.
Have you heard of
The Muffin Man.
pubs?
Yes.
Have
I don't
you heard
frequent them
women?
so much. That's a whole of a story. I don't know. Tell me about.
Have you heard of babies?
Yeah. Okay. I don't want to. What?
All involved in this story. So I was. This is years ago. I was at a pub with a friend. His mum had driven us there. I know, a weird story. She was shopping in Aldi and dropped us off at a pub that was right next door so we could drink while she was buying loads of shopping. Weird scenario. And we were sat on this 2-seater table in this pub, and one of us went to the bar to get another round of drinks, and I think it was me, I can't remember, spotted this girl we knew from school. So this girl we knew from school, we were good friends with her. I'm going to mute myself on the podcast, put it on just Judd's face, and tell him who it was.
Right. I can't. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I kind of remember. Yeah. I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Judd knows who I mean.
Yeah.
We're going to call her Kiara.
Katarina. Oh, that was close. That was almost like something.
Because that's my dog's name. So my dog was in the pub. No, I'm giving her a different name, and that's going to get confusing with my dog. Let's call her Millie. That's a decent name for a female. Okay, so I spied Millie, and then but I don't think she saw me. And then I come back and sit with my friend, and after a few minutes, I'm like, oh, I think. Well, I got back and like, oh, I think I just saw Millie over there actually from school, and we're like, oh yeah, like she's her and Larry. Who was another lad we knew. Well, they're not
Larry
together
King.
anymore, are they? Another lad from school. Millie and Larry are not together anymore, are they?
Okay.
And we're like, no. She's had a baby with someone else since and everything, and I think she's there. So she actually came round to say, oh, I thought I'd seen you. I'm like, oh yeah, are you all right? And things like that. And she was like, yeah, and she were on about, oh, well, I've had a baby since and things like that. We're like, oh yeah, all that small talk. Now, when we were friends with Millie at school, okay, she would always, like, she was quite kind of cool with the lads, if that makes sense.
I was going to say, I remember Millie being quite cool.
Yeah, she would, like, she would make day jokes and be one of the lads, and she didn't play so much video games, maybe, or things like that. She weren't complete. She was quite a girly girl as well, but she very much could be a raucous, fella at times, if needed. So she would make like jokes, because she was the girl, and it was in the past as well, quite a bit at this time. She would kind of make slut jokes about herself as well. Yeah, conducive to this story, because she was. I swear to God, when she saw us in this pub, she said she mentioned something about like her genitals being ripped in half from childbirth, obviously. She was like, that bit, is like kind of saying, oh, that bit weren't fun. And she said, oh, well, I did it. She was saying, well, it weren't all. She said something like, oh, it weren't all fun. I did have my genitals ripped in half. And because I was kind of automatically in the mode that I was like with her in high school, I went, oh, what? Again?
Nice.
Like acting like she'd taken such a big cock at one point. and immediately she was like, right. Well, I'm gonna go then now. Great. And so like, all right, okay, bye. And she left. And my friend was like, what the fuck was that? What did you say that for? And I was like, I don't know, man. And, like after it, I was like, yeah, I realize this doesn't add up, but I can kind of explain it. Like, and I did explain all that, and he was like, but I know, but like, no, don't do that still. I was like, yeah, you're right. And I've not spoken to her since.
I thought that was good stuff.
Would you have said that?
No.
No, I'm still not that stupid.
Absolutely not. I wouldn't have said that, but I think
have you never had an awkward encounter with someone from high school, though?
Not really, no. I don't think I've ever really seen anyone from high school. The only person I really know from high school is my friend Kieran, who I did Dungeons and Dragons with. So, no, I don't really think so.
I suppose anyone that you knew from high school has kind of you kind of still friends with in a lot of ways. Okay, silly phobias. What a left turn, because we've got a little more time to fill. So I was going to start a podcast with this and kind of use it as a title because I think people will click on it, but fuck it. Silly phobias, Judd. What do you think of these? We gotta gamify this. So we're gonna say whether this is a correct phobia or not, whether like you're valid for this phobia or not, or if you're a fucking freak. That's what we're gonna go with. Okay.
Yeah.
Fear. Fucking hell! I'm dyslexic, and I'm gonna try and read out all these phobia names. I've just looked at a jumble of letters. Gone. Wait a minute. Is this a word?
You want to share your screen?
No, no. That's even funnier. I'm gonna try. Okay. Arachibutyrophobia.
Do you want me to read them out? I'll ask again.
No. Firstly, you've got to guess what they are, and then I'll tell you what they are, and then we've got to say whether they're stupid or not.
Arachibutyrophobia? What was that?
Arachibutyrophobia. Judd, I swear, it's really big and long.
I don't know.
Just like the thing that split military troops in half.
I couldn't tell you what that was. I couldn't tell you what fucking Eldritch Curse
having your uterus split.
Maybe. I don't know. Is it the fear of owls?
No, it's the fear of peanut butter sticking to the roof of your mouth.
I've heard of this one. This one is fucking stupid.
I don't know.
Lick it off.
You know what? I'm gonna say this is valid.
Don't, if you're an idiot.
No, because it's stuck to your mouth, so you can't lick it off. And then what if it goes moldy or something and you get ill?
What are you talking about? You can.
It's stuck.
There's so many ways. Just get your fingers in there and get it out.
But then it wouldn't be stuck. That's not the fear.
No. So it's just stuck in there forever. There's no way to get it out.
Well, that's the fear, isn't it? That's the irrational fear.
Well,
that's going to happen.
I know, and it's stupid because it's. I feel like irrational fears are stupid because they're irrational. They're like by definition, they're stupid because it's like there's no conceivable way of this event to take place.
Well, what about this one then, Judd?
Right,
what about nomophobia?
You're not supposed to call them that nowadays.
These damn letter away from getting us banned. Go on, what do you think that is?
I'm going to throw out fear of numbers.
Ooh, not a bad one, but it's actually kind of in the word. Fear of being without your mobile phone.
That one I get a little bit more, and just because, like, what if something goes wrong?
Yeah, it's more tied to life for emergencies, you know. Yeah. Like, what if your tickets were on there and you can't get somewhere and you're stranded? All of that sort of thing. They're quite tied to.
I get that one a little bit more.
Yeah, we're gonna give that one a pass. Next, arithmophobia.
Now, I'm gonna say something to do with your bones.
Judd, you had it last time. It's fear of numbers.
Oh shit! Okay. All right, fair enough,
I think this is stupid because numbers are very useful. But like, the explanation of it on this website, I kind of get why people might have it because a lot of people kind of dread maths class in school, and there's kind of a lot of pressure around it. And it's one of the ones where you are made to feel like a dumbass if you can't do it as well. I think.
I don't know.
I could see how people could get this, but get over it. Come on.
Yeah, I'm going to hit it with a don't be stupid.
Next, we've got Plutophobia.
Pluto. It's something to do with planets or just Pluto itself?
Fear of Pluto. No,
Okay, there we go.
No, it's not that. It's the fear of money.
Okay, I get it a little bit.
Yeah.
Like being very paranoid about money, because I am quite a lot, to be honest, because I'm paranoid because I'm not good with it.
But isn't that more that like you're scared of not having it, whereas this is like scared of having it?
Yeah, of having it.
They may fear wealthy people or fear becoming wealthy themselves. I don't know. I can kind of get it. Like,
I get it a little bit.
People might be after me if I've got a load of stuff. I don't want to have too much, you know.
I get that angle. I didn't think of that angle.
I guess.
I'll
or even just fear of like the
I'll
monetary system and like the consequences of it and wealth in general.
Capitalism.
Actually, I'm kind of getting this one a little bit right now. Okay, how about this one? Xanthophobia.
Fear of ordering from Zanzibar.
I don't want to know what that is. This is the fear of the color yellow.
I can't give it. No, I can't give it to you.
No,
I can't give it to you.
We're not allowing. This is the most stupid one so far. We're not allowing xanthophobics a pass. You fucking idiots.
Okay, all right. Hold on. Wait. There's been what? Actually, it's this very specific phobia of the color yellow. So in I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream, which is like basically an old it was a horror story from the 80s about this like big supercomputer like becoming self-aware and taking over, and like there's 4 people left on Earth that it like tortures for fun, and one of these people is a lady who earlier in her life was raped by a man who was wearing a yellow raincoat, and she developed that phobia because of that incident.
Shit.
So what about that? Like, I mean, there you go. There's a trigger for it.
No, see, this is stupid because don't fear yellow, fear rape, I think is the thing.
Yeah, I know. Okay, all right, fair enough. But she psychologically it ties the color back
her psychology's
to that
dumb.
incident, so
Not the woman's fault. It's just a stupid brain that's the fault. This is all jokes, by the way. If anyone doesn't get this, it's all jokes. It's obviously fine if that's happened to you and you're traumatized by that. That's a horrible thing. Funny, horrible thing.
Anyway.
It's not funny. No, that's also a joke.
she got raped by the guy who looks after Curious George.
The guy. Octophobia.
Yeah, octopus.
Fear of the specific number 8. So I suppose if you've got octophobia, you've got like a tiny bit of
a guy who had the
arithmophobia.
number 8 on his shirt. He had a big number 8 on his shirt.
Oh no! Are these all just gonna because you feel okay? So what? What were you raped by money? Is raped by peanut butter on top of a mouth?
On the roof of your mouth.
Oh, maybe they were orally raped by
and now the sensation.
This is horrible. Why has it gone down this? Like we're getting away from the rape angle. I hate this one. We're not mentioning it for the rest of this podcast. No more mentions of rape for the rape of this podcast. Fuck. No. Optophobia.
I can't think of any reason, unless I don't know, like of some sort of like traumatic event that for some reason involved the number 8, and you know I don't have an example.
This is a new
that
one. So. Optophobia.
Oh, opto. Oh, so is that anything to do with the eyes?
It is. It is the fear of opening your eyes. So it's almost like being blind. You just have to keep them shut.
I don't know. Like I couldn't. I'm trying to think why. Yes, this is the reason why somebody had this. But it's like
it's just traumatic events, isn't it? Like if someone were like covering their eyes when something horrible was happening, it made them feel a lot better. Then they might be scared to open them again. I don't know. I'm just guessing, but
you know what? You know what? Stop being such a pussy, yo, and get some bitches, dog. That's what I gotta say.
Okay, I might just clip that on its own. That might be a good clip to just. Why don't you have that as your ringtone, Jun? So whenever you're in a formal business meeting and you like get a text message or something. Oh, fucking hell. I am an optophobic apologist. I think that's not awful. Oh, here's one that I had for a while, actually. Globophobia.
Travel?
No. It is the
okay.
fear of balloons.
So stupid one. Why'd you have that, you fucking weird?
Well,
Because you were raped by a balloon. I'm sorry.
we weren't going to mention it, Jude. Fuck. No, but seriously, I was, and it was. No, I wasn't. I was. No, the reason why I had a fear of balloons for a while, I wouldn't say not a fear of balloons. Balloons was fine. It was a fear of balloons popping. Other loud sounds I could deal with, but it was balloons popping specifically that I really didn't like. I don't know if it's part of the autism or what, but I think part of it was when I used to do karate, they would have kind of like a fun class once a year where we didn't really do any karate. We just kind of ran about and did stupid shit. Yeah. And one of the things there was like a competition between 4 teams, and we had to pop balloons. And I think I can't remember exactly what happened actually, because I swear to God I've repressed some of this shit. I can't.
Okay.
I think I couldn't pop the balloon, and then the teacher grabbed it from under me and like just popped it with their hands, like right in my face. I don't think they meant to do it right in my face, but they just like did it and popped it so that the other kids could keep trying to pop balloons or something. And it was so like sudden and like right there. It was like, oh fuck! And also the kind of, I think part of it was like the traumatic bit of like all the kids being like shouting at me and being like angry at me for not being able to pop the balloon.
Well, you were stood there and you were struggling like a pussy, and they were pointing and laughing at you, going, "Ha ha, he can't do it," and you were going, "No."
It was something like that. It actually kind of was like that. I can't remember. Maybe I dreamt this, but I've gotten over this now. I can deal with balloons popping. I kind of like to pop a balloon myself now, actually. But I don't know. I kind of have this
you can do it. Do you do it and then go, yeah, I'm the fucking man. I can do it.
A little bit. Like some. Oh, for fuck's sake! This one is not real. This one is. For fuck's sake! Get ready, dyslexia. Here we go. Buckle up. I mean, we're just over an hour, but we might take another hour to say. Hippopotomonstrosusquipedaliophobia.
It is the phobia of long words.
And that is fucking sick. Like, that is horrible.
Yeah,
like, they knew, they were like, I'm gonna get him.
I know, because it's fucking ridiculous. Like, them at that point are going, right, we know this is like a stupid one, so we're gonna fuck with
people. And do you know how you get this phobia, like, Judd?
Go on.
You get raped by someone who's got that tattooed on their long penis. Oh God, we're ending it. That's the worst one. That's right. Okay, right, Judd, quick, say your final catchphrase and end this goddamn podcast.
Don't just fucking get some bitches, dog.